everyone, Joshua here from the Gunman Cart, and welcome back to another Spongebob review. And today we're going to be reviewing the episode SpongeBob, You're Fired. Yes, SpongeBob, You're Fired. So let's get into it, shall we? So let's dive in. So SpongeBob gets an order. Throws the paper onto the gets some paper, and then of course, and then he does make, of course, normal, really, his normal job. And then Mr. Krabs comes up and tells him that he's fired over a nickel. Yeah, so, and he tells him he can't argue with a nickel. So yeah. And then he tells him it's illegal if he does it for free. Even though he done some illegal things in the past. And Squidward said, can he get fired? But of course he's got seniority, like Mr. Krabs says. So he can't be fired. So, yeah. So, and then Mr. Krabs gives him a can, a dress, and of course an axe. And then SpongeBob just cries and stuff. And then a fish in the background says, I'm not a very strong swimmer, even though he's a fish. So Squidward kicks SpongeBob out of the Krusty Krab, and then Mr. Krabs tells him, Squidward tells him who will be running the the grill. Even though Mr. Krabs and none of them could cook. So yeah. And then Gary is hungry, so SpongeBob feeds Gary. So yeah, and his house is so disgusting and stuff. And then he cries, and then it gets echoed by Patrick. So he comes in because he hears that SpongeBob's crying. So SpongeBob tells him, trying to tell him that he got fired. And then he admits that he's got fired, and Patrick tells him it's great to be unemployed. Of course, so in the next morning, Patrick shows him what is good about the world of unemployment. So yeah, so they start off with, of course, breakfast. Which, of course, they do their breakfast with Squidward throwing his vegetables at both of them. And they're both stepping in on his petunias, and he's just, and now they're gonna go to sleep. And then SpongeBob rubs snail slime on himself, and then he tries to stick, but he couldn't. And then SpongeBob eats part of himself, and then it grows back, of course, which is a sponge. And then Patrick tells him, you know what always cheers him up? Free lunch with friends, which of course is chemical. People eat stuff that they're allergic. It works on Patrick, and then SpongeBob or Sandy sees what's going on with SpongeBob, and then Sandy stops him from eating it. Which I wonder what would happen if SpongeBob ate it. I bet it would have been bad. But yeah, and then SpongeBob tells Sandy that he got fired. And Sandy tells him to get a new job. And then Patrick's head he tells him he can't even keep a job if he tried. And then SpongeBob gets back to SpongeBob. And then he goes looking for a new job. And then he goes to the first place, Weenie Hut. And then they show him not the roller. And then he does weenie little sliders. And then he tells him that he's fired. So as the pizza person, the taco person, and the noodle person. Or the Chinese person. So SpongeBob comes home, not Gary. And then he sees that he ran out of snail food. Gary's run out of snail food, so SpongeBob makes his own snail food. Even though he couldn't make all the rest of the things he couldn't make. And then Patrick likes it too. Patrick likes it too. And then SpongeBob gets kidnapped by the weenie people. And then he says he's sorry. He fired him, and everybody likes his sliders, even though he threw them on the floor. And then the pizza guy comes in and frees him. And then he kidnaps SpongeBob, and then the noodle guy kidnaps SpongeBob, even though he threw his noodles. And then the taco guy also does it as well. And then a Krabby Patty superhero comes in and beats up all the other workers or people basically. And then the weenie gets up and gets hit by a bus. And then the Krabby Patty kidnaps him, but of course it was Squidward all that time who was beating up everybody. And then of course Mr. Krabs hires back SpongeBob. And then the happiest thing that Mr. Krabs said he wishes he would have never fired SpongeBob, so he got rehired. And SpongeBob fixes up the Krusty Krab, puts Squidward in a dress. And then I can't believe that the door did not slam in Squidward's face. And then all the people who got beat up and who kidnapped SpongeBob is there as well. They're all eating there as well. And then a pay toilet he put in for the nickel. So yeah, and that was SpongeBob You're Fired review. You guys thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. And let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have you seen this episode? I know it's been a long time since it aired. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, and ring the bell so you can stay notified of the videos. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. So we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.